No, you are. All right. So we are going for the abdominal lift, everybody. And so that doesn't mean you do an abdominal lift every single time somebody comes in. Because somebody can have 1, 2, 3 cesareans. I've had a hysterectomy. I've had my gallbladder removed. I've had a double hernia. Oh, I've torn my rectus abdominis muscle. They put mesh in here. The amount of stuff that goes on in the abdomen is absurd. And so it's because we're such toxic beings, we really need to clean that out. But wherever the incision is, I know I'm going to be focusing on, but it doesn't mean I can do a lift immediately. Because how long has this been going on? I'm working on a 65, 70-year-old that has had 2, 3 cesareans and her gallbladder removed or his gallbladder removed and has had a hernia and has mesh in there now. It doesn't mean I'm going to lift the colon already in one go. But it means I'm going to remove 20 to 30% of the adhesions he's built up in one treatment. And so we're going to start with that abdominal triangle after I begin with my nice airplane landing effleurage massage. And I'm going to go in to pull some of those adhesions apart. And I'm just going to kind of work with her. And I'm feeling the tension that is pushing back at me. And I'm feeling for any fibrotic tissue buildups, adhesions, because they're going to be in there without even having surgical scars. Remember, that peritoneum breaks down every 7 days, replenishes every 7 days. But it's like, think about the stuff that you eat. Then it's like carbs, it's like burgers, it's like greasy stuff. Those oils go in and they stick and they turn to like a bile. That bile is like a crude oil. That crude oil is now sticking things together. It's like a tack. Your organs should technically slip past each other very nicely. They should be moving around. I should be able to bend and feel like I'm not having restriction in here. But this starts to feel tight because that peritoneum breaks down, that bile's in here, and it's all like glue. So we got to go in lovingly and pull those adhesions apart. But the number one way to do it yourself, anybody, is belly button therapy. Everybody should have one in their house because you can at least stimulate that abdomen. You can at least start to pull the adhesions apart. Get in there, stimulate my vagus nerve, increase my core temperature by 2 degrees. Stimulate, bring circulation in. And as I go to do the abdominal kneading, it's always in a clockwise motion because the bowels, I always know for most people, are compacted. And people say I'm constipated. Constipated is technically wrong. Constipation is inconsistency. So today I had diarrhea, tomorrow I had a couple rabbit turds, the next day I didn't go. Oh, I had a good bowel movement. Oh, I didn't go again. That's constipation. Compaction is when it's like, I don't go at all. I go once a week. And that just shows very dehydrated, lots of adhesion buildup. And so we want to go in, rehydrate the tissue, get you on some proper minerals, get you on good essential fatty acids, get you on good fats, and let's pull those adhesions apart and get those bowels moving. Okay, so I'm going to start with that abdominal triangle from the umbilicus down to the cecum, back up to the umbilicus, down to the sigmoid, and across the top of the pubic ledge, opening up by the rectum. So it's not awful because it's not a mass, but as I'm in her belly button, and everything is different because you're working on also a lot of different chakra points here. You're doing your sacral chakra, you're doing your root chakra, you're almost at your solar plexus chakra when we're coming up into the chest a little bit because you're right at the xiphoid process area, but you're hitting a lot of meridians, and this is what is the main emotions attached to this? The unwillingness to let go. Nobody wants to go looking in your poop. You felt restricted. And the thing that is so crazy, this is so important for most men because most men have crappier diets than women as they age, regardless. They're more meat eaters and potato eaters, and I totally get that. But women have destroyed themselves from the time of middle school because you girls didn't want to go to the washroom in middle school. It's embarrassing to go poop. You don't want to do it. So it's like, hold that in. And now that I think about it, I'm like, I even used to think a little bit like that when I was in school. It's like, oh, I'll wait till I get home to poop. And it's like, that is absolutely insane. So just let that waste rot in you. And so we put such a bad paradigm in children's brains that it's like we set ourselves up for failure. They train it into you. Yep. So I'm working that umbilicus area, and I'm just feeling some adhesion build up. It's not like super thick masses, but it's like little ropes, and I'm kneading to where the tissue depth is pushing back at me, but I'm not in and out, because that inconsistency is going to be a wishy-washy sensation. And I have to go to where she feels she can trust me, but I feel that pushback to where I'm actually making that magic happen. Okay, so as I start to work from that umbilicus, I'm going to